What's up, guys? Iceman here. Welcome to Chilling Tales. So, this bear attack story is one where a bear literally knocked a guy's head off and shit down his neck. All right? It's just absolutely insane that something like this occurred. And I just feel for the guy. I mean, he's not one of my favorite characters, but nonetheless, it happened to him, and my heart goes out to him and his family. So, this attack took place in August of the year 2010, not far from where I live in Wisconsin. I live in Michigan, but Wisconsin has a lot of forestry land that's just packed with black bears. At least it was in the 2010s. So this guy by the name of Ryan was a dude that just everybody liked, right? He was physically appealing. He had a nice bulbous chin, nice sharp edges to it, just tattoos running up and down his chest, big old tattoo chest right here, some tattoos coming up his neck. Just the chicks loved him. And he was with this girl who played in a band, or she played in the marching band stuff. What do you call that? She didn't play. She did it professionally. She was in her early 20s. She played a little trumpet. Her name was Aubrey. Very cute chick, nice little pointy nose, nice beady eyes. But the point being is these two came together and they decided to venture out into the wild because they love to hike. Aubrey especially. She loved to bird watch. She loved to observe animals. She studied biology in school while she was studying band or whatever the hell they studied to do that stuff. But they met at a hardware store where she worked. Ryan approached her, this and that and the third, got her phone number. She thought he was physically appealing. He was a pretty chiseled guy, about 6'1", just a nice deep voice to him, just big deep eyes, nice shape to his skull, very rigid features. And it's a shame what the bear did to him on that treacherous day. So they get in their little Subaru car. It was just another day in the office, or day on the road, or day in the woods. They had the day off from work. Well, Ryan didn't really have a job. He was in between jobs at the time. But he picked her up, and they went out to the wood. Now, he had a can of pepper spray that he'd often carry out to these wilderness regions where there was often bear signs. You know, just like where I live in Michigan, you got the little bear signs. Say, watch out for the bears. Don't feed the bears. Don't run from a damn bear. Fight back if it fights at you. If it's a black bear, don't run away from it. This, that, and the third, right? So they were prepared. But how this attack occurred is they were going down this little walkway in the woods, this little rickety walkway, right? They'd walk down that like a little bridge. There's a little creek everywhere, and it kind of went down into what do you call it? A little where the hillside goes down into a river. Just a beautiful sight. And people would go there, take photos, they'd make paintings, this and that. They'd bird watch. And that's what they were doing. They're out there bird watching, their binoculars, just kind of spotting birds. And they heard something in the woods. Shh. Shh. Aubrey was like, Ryan, what was that? Shh. Ryan didn't know what it was. He yelled out in the woods, hello? Bear? To no response, and it was silent. They decide to walk down the walkway a bit more. Just leery, concerned, speculative of what the hell that was. They stay close, little binoculars hanging from their necks. Aubrey's holding Ryan's hand, as she thought he'd be the one to protect her. Then they hear it again, only this time it was on the walkway. Just the wood beneath its paws squeaking. Now, black bears have these padded paws. So, according to my research on this channel, it's often the case where the victims don't hear them coming until it's too late. These soft little paws just allow the bear to creep up on them. Even though these things weigh 300, 400, 500 pounds, these pads on their feet are like an inch thick, right? Like, you ever feel the bottom of your dog's feet? They're kind of like that, but they're really big and bulbous. So the bear made its, but you could still hear the wood creaking. And it was something heavy. Ryan looks back. Hello? Nothing. Bear! Get out of here! Nothing. They didn't know it was a bear, but they figured something was stalking them. And Aubrey holds him close. You know, this is where it starts to get a bit intense. Oh my God, what is it, Ryan? Oh my God. Don't let anything happen to me. I don't know if she said that, but I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have that information, but she was concerned for her life, and she figured this tough guy would be able to provide for her in a situation of dire intent. So they begin walking faster down this walkway. Then they make their way back onto the trail. A little dirt trail, tightly packed. Just a freaking tunnel of trees around them. It was getting a bit dark. You could see the sun coming down, glistening through the canopy of the trees. And all the bird chirping and all that just ceased to exist. A little... It just stopped. You know, the robins... It just stopped. The blue jays... Just stopped. The tree frogs... No, you guys get the picture. It was silence. And then the noise, the stalking phantom in the evening, ceased as well. They knew they had to get back. So they started walking back down this rickety path. And they made sure to make noise. Bear! Bear, get out of here, Bear! Hello, is anyone there? Just sort of making noise while they're walking down the rickety path. Nothing. They begin crossing the little section where they heard something, right? And where they're at now, this little bridge, the ground is a couple feet beneath it. It's elevated just a few feet, so something could crawl under it if it wanted to. Something about 3 times the size of a human, potentially. So they start moving back toward where their car was. And all of a sudden, from under the frickin' walkway, this hulking, dark figure just comes swinging around up on top and just tackles Ryan. Boom! Takes him to the ground. Aubrey's like, oh my God! Help! You know, she's just screaming for bloody help. And Ryan is taking up this thing. He tries to protect his face from it. And the bear's just, he's just ripping into him. And these long, yellow, bacteria-ridden claws just digging into his flesh. You remember that nice, pretty face he had? Those nice, sharp ridges? Well, these sharp-ass claws just pierced through it, just tore his cheek off his face. And you could see that jawline. You could see he actually had a pretty nice skull about him. Like it had this angular... kind of like that. This sort of angular, he had a nice big jaw. But you could see it was like a little sparkle from the sun, like just sort of radiating from his jaw. And Aubrey took notice of this. He ripped the cheek off the guy, right? And Aubrey's like, oh my God, my boyfriend. Oh my God. I don't know if she's saying that. It's just, again, in these videos, there is some embellishment, all right? But what we do know is it ripped off his freaking cheek. And he was trying to show, like, oh, God. And it ripped his cheek off. So he was just hanging, just flapping like this. Right? And you could see his jaw cut open and close. He tried to bite the bear. Ah! When the bear was tearing into him. This is the point where Aubrey decided to run. I don't think I can blame her. I mean, these bears, 300, 400, 500 pounds, just these hulking animals, right? Just a big, thick neck. You can't get through to them. Like, people have tried to fight these things off with pocket knives. Sometimes it works, but oftentimes it knocks the damn thing out of your hand and it takes you to the ground and eats you alive. They're stronger than any man, right? If you were to get these things on a bench press, they bench press like 500 pounds. Not that that even matters, because what primarily benefits them are their sharp claws, their extremely powerful bite force, the rigidness about them. People say that when they get in tussles with these animals, it's like fighting with something that's made of solid wood. It just feels like you can't get through to it. It's not like the soft flesh of a man with a muscle beneath. No. It's like the density, the bones, the sheer size of the bones in these animals, the skull, the thickness of the skull. You can't get through to it. So Ryan is screaming bloody murder, and Aubrey decides to run. She runs back to the trailhead where the car is. She doesn't have the damn keys. She's pulling and pulling on the doorknob with the suit. Oh my God, I gotta, and she can't get in the damn car, right? And she's hearing now about 50, 100 feet away, just her boyfriend just getting mauled to death, right? Now, I'm not laughing at him. I'm just laughing at the insanity of nature, that this is the reality that has been endowed upon us all. And we haven't even asked for it. Just all the bullshit we have to deal with on a day-to-day basis. And it often ends in suffering and death, but we know that it ends in death. It's just how much suffering is the question. And in this case, there's almost a funny side of it. It's like, God damn. When is this bullshit going to be over? And you can hear Ryan, oh, God, oh, God, 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 the cracking of his bones. It probably couldn't crack his jaws are so damn thick and defined, but it cracked his freaking neck. Like I said, his lip was his cheek was hanging off his jaw, and then it puts his mouth around his skull like this, and it starts squeezing his skull so hard, the eyeball starts bulging out. And just screaming, and the cracks come down his skull, and just all this blood oozing down his face. So Aubrey screams bloody murder. She doesn't want to go help him. I don't blame her. But she just hears this bloody massacre taking place on that boardwalk. Blood, guts. The birds are shut up. Just the cracking, the scoffing, the scratching, the digging. It dug through his damn chest and into the boardwalk. Just dug a hole in him. Right? It stomped a hole in his chest and into the wood. But somewhere in all of this, Aubrey funneled through her purse, grabbed her cell phone, called the cops, right? And she's still standing there by her car. She runs out of the park, starts running down the road, right? I mean, she doesn't know if this damn thing is going to follow her or not. But she hears the faint sounds, and then it starts to dissipate. It's like he was dead. I don't know. Maybe it just knocked him out. Maybe he bled to death, but it stopped. And she's running down the road on her little cell phone. Oh my God, help, 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 help. Oh, my boyfriend. Oh, he's been mauled by a bear. And they're like, slow down, slow down. Where are your coordinates? Where are you at? What park are you at? She's like, I'm at the entrance of so-and-so park. Oh my God. And the cops start just storming down the road. They enter the park. One of them finds Aubrey running down the road. They pick her up. They take her to the police station. The cops run out there to the boardwalk and they find Ryan's carcass half hanging off the damn boardwalk, his head ripped off and bare shit down his neck. Just unbelievable. And I just can't believe that something like this had happened to him, man. I mean, at least his worries were over, right? Like, obviously, he didn't get to deal with the shame of getting the shit down his neck, but he did have to deal with getting his fucking head ripped off. And like I said, I'm not laughing at the guy, or I'm just laughing how insane this is, that we just never know what's going to happen, you know? Like, people die of illnesses, they die of disease, they die from accidents, they die from death, you know, they just die from everything. And it's almost, I mean, it's just insane, isn't it? How we all just get to look forward to suffering and death, you know? What the hell's beyond? But I'm just saying that Ryan had to deal with that shit, literally, down his neck. He had to deal with all that shit. And that was that. And the cops find his body, half mangled, head ripped off, this, that, and the third. They find the bear. They pop, 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 pop. Just fill it with lead. Right, stands up. It stands up, and they just they just fill the damn thing with lead like a sack of potatoes. All right, they just empty their magazines out. Pop, 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 pop. With their little Glocks, you know, they hold about 17 in the mags. They just fill the damn thing with lead. So this steaming pile of shit falls over Ryan's carcass, and just the steam and smoke from all the bullet holes just ascending up into the heavens. And yeah, that nasty stench of a carcass just lopped over Ryan's helpless, finished corpse. Just what a coincidence, right? That shit happens is kind of the point of this video. But yeah, it was unbelievable. And it was in Wisconsin. Little Aubrey probably was never the same since. I'm sure she found another bad boy after that. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just, the reason I tell these stories is because more people need to be bear aware. You know, I go out there, I'm always prepared. If I go out in the woods, I got myself at least a big old buck knife here. You know, you could put this in your boot. Just check your state laws. I have a boomstick. I'll carry a little hand cannon. I have pepper spray of various kinds. You got to be ready. And this sort of attack is rare, where they just unprovoked, you know, just attack you just in the middle of the damn day. They shot this bear dead. It wasn't found to be rabid. The autopsy just found bits of Ryan in its belly. But beyond that, it's just crazy that the bear attacked him like what it did. It reminds me of a time when I was in Tennessee, actually. And I was walking down a small trail to the end of a river. And I recall hearing what I thought was the sound of a bear. And there were bear signs all over the damn place, right? I didn't have a boomstick on me. I didn't have pepper spray on me. Or I was young. I was 25 years old at the time. And I just wasn't prepared then. And that's what sort of accumulatively, these experiences, the stories that I've heard, the attacks that I've researched, they led me to where I am now. Where now I know better. Now I know the capability of these animals. I mean, I knew it back then. So back then what I did is I grabbed a big stick, right? Some massive stick. And I was ready to fight this damn thing to the death if I had to. And I made my way back up the trail and I got away. So it probably would have never done anything. It was a black bear. Not too long after that, same day, just 20 minutes later, I go down the road in the car. We see all these folks out of their car who chased a bear up a tree, a mother and its cubs. Pretty bad idea, right? This was in like 2010 or something. 2012. It was in 2012. So with that being said, it's just not a good idea, you know, and you got to be prepared. And that's why I make these videos. But if you guys will like the video, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the page. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on these matters. Become a patron if you want to support my channel. I don't have any sponsorships. I don't want to kiss the ass of some global corporation. I'm not looking to have sponsors, all right? So my only sponsors are you, those who support the Chilling Tales through Patreon. So like the video and see you all tomorrow with more Chilling Tales from the Iceman.